Welcome to Enchanted Life Inside. What if I told you that the most brutal, soul-crushing failure of your life wasn't actually an ending? What if it was the most critical part of your beginning? Today, we're going to explore that unseen spring that can only grow from the absolute coldest winter of our lives, the fall. You know, it's the quiet that comes right after the crash, that dead silence where the applause used to be. It's looking at the wreckage of something you poured your life into and realizing the only thing heavier than the failure is the regret. That burning regret of pushing away the very people who tried to warn you. So how does that even happen, right? How does a leader, someone with vision and drive, end up so completely alone in the rubble? Well, it starts with a house built not on solid ground, but on the shaky foundation of ego. On that desperate need for everyone else to tell you you're great. A belief in a win-win that was really, well, it was really just a win for one.
Okay, let's dive into the psychology of this for a second. There's a name for this trap. Dr. Rebecca North's research calls them performance goals. And this isn't about getting better or actually growing. It's about the show. It's when every single outcome is seen as a judgment on your worth. The goal isn't just to succeed, it's to be seen succeeding. And that, right there, that's the seed of the entire collapse.
Does this sound familiar? That first crack in the foundation. It appears when you start believing your own hype. Your competitors? They don't get it. They can't see the vision. They're too small, too slow. You just scoff, totally secure in your own brilliance. And then comes the second crack. The numbers, the reports, all those inconvenient facts, they just don't fit the story you're telling. So what do? You dismiss them. You ignore them because the story you're telling yourself is just so much more exciting than the reality on the page. And here it is, the final fatal break. The people closest to you, the ones who believe in the mission but see the iceberg dead ahead. Their caution, you mistake it for cowardice. Their concern is suddenly labeled as weakness, and you push them away, completely convinced that their lack of faith is a flaw in them, not a flaw in your plan. And then, silence. The crash. And in that deafening quiet, there's just one single crushing thought that echoes in the ruins. They were right. All of them. And now they're gone. And you are here, alone. So what do you do now? Is this the end? Or is it something else entirely? This is where our story really turns. Because what feels like an ending, what feels like being buried alive, is actually a planting. We need to reframe this rock bottom. It's not a grave, it's fertile ground. This is the long winter, a time not of doing nothing, but of deep, strategic preparation. Think about the Chinese bamboo tree for a minute. For 4 long years after you plant it, absolutely nothing happens above the surface. You water it, you nurture it, and you see nothing. It looks like a total failure. But what's happening unseen, underground, that's the entire point. A vast, complex network of roots is spreading out, anchoring itself, getting ready for a kind of growth so explosive it seems impossible. Now, this period underground, it requires a huge shift in how we think. Our culture celebrates hustle, blind persistence at all costs. But the research is crystal clear. Sometimes that is a trap. As you can see here, there's a world of difference between clinging to a failing idea just to avoid reality and having the strategic patience to stop, reevaluate, and prepare for a path that actually works. One destroys you, the other saves you. So if that quiet, underground time is so critical, what does it actually look like? What does it mean to build that root system? This isn't just a nice little metaphor. Dr. North's research actually gives us a scientific framework for this whole process, a psychological blueprint for turning that long winter into a source of incredible power. The path forward is really a 4-step process. First, you have to stop fighting the pain. You accept those negative emotions not as a final judgment on your worth, but as crucial data. Second, you practice self-acceptance. Your project failed, you did not. You are still worthy. Third, and this is the hardest part, goal disengagement. You've got to find the strength to let go of what is broken. And finally, goal re-engagement. You find a new direction, but this time it isn't about performance, it's about purpose. The great psychologist Carl Rogers just nailed the essence of that second step. It's such a paradox, isn't it? We think we have to hate ourselves into changing, but the real truth is, real transformation only begins with acceptance. You simply cannot heal a self that you refuse to value. And what happens when you do this internal work? When you actually build that root system of acceptance
and disengagement and purposeful re-engagement, something inevitable happens. The winter ends, and the spring arrives.
History is just filled with these bamboo stories. Nelson Mandela's 27 years in prison? That wasn't a pause in his life. Those were his underground years, building the ideological root system that would go on to transform a nation. Steve Jobs' 12 years in exile from Apple? That's when he forged the vision at Next and Pixar that would eventually save the very company he co-founded. The growth, when it finally came, seemed sudden. But it wasn't. It was earned in the dark.
In the science, it completely backs this up. Dr. North's work found that the single biggest predictor of flourishing after failure wasn't just about letting go. Because if you only disengage, you're just left adrift, with no purpose. The crucial final step is to re-engage with new goals that are deeply intrinsically meaningful. That is what leads to happiness, authenticity, and a renewed sense of why you're even here.
So what about that bamboo tree after it's 4 years underground? In its 5th year, it explodes. It can grow up to 90 feet in just a few weeks. The growth is sudden, it's spectacular, and it's completely supported by the foundation that nobody could see.
This really brings us to a fundamental question. We've always been taught to admire the mighty oak, right? The tree that stands rigid against the storm, refusing to yield. But what if that's just the wrong definition of strength?
So I'll ask you, what is true strength? Is it the refusal to break, even if it means you get completely uprooted and destroyed? Or could it be something else? Something more resilient, more adaptive, more alive?
You see, the bamboo bends with the wind. The oak resists, and it breaks. True strength isn't about preventing the fall, it's about surviving it. It's about having that deep, flexible root system that allows you to bend, to touch the ground, and to rise again, stronger than you ever were before. So, I want to ask you to think about this for a moment. Think about a failure in your own life, a time you felt completely buried. What roots were you building back then that you can only see now? I'd love it if you'd share your story in the comments below. Let's try and understand this together. It's so important to learn this before the next storm hits. And hey, if any of this resonated with you, please follow Enchanted Life Inside. Your engagement really helps us continue to explore these crucial ideas about the human journey. Oh, and one last thing. Remember to check out our playlist for more deep dives into ideas just like this. It's honestly perfect for when you're driving, winding down for the night, or you just need a voice of understanding. The link for that is in the description. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you again soon, exploring more of these ordinary things that happen every day, but are, well, very much worth thinking about. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.